Hey there. Welcome back to the podcast. You have stumbled on or found purposefully the Unique Beauty and Meditation podcast. I'm your host, Karen Slack. I am your resident spiritual life coach with a passion for guided meditation and energy work and exploring our unique divine expression within all of the things. So, welcome back. Chances are you have listened to other episodes on this podcast. How are things? How was your morning? How was your evening? How was your afternoon? Whatever time of day this meets you. I'm grateful that you're here spending a few moments listening to my podcast as you go to work or as you do dishes or as you just sit and hang out. If I forget to say it later, the deck that I'm shuffling is the Power of Thought cards by Louise Hay. I figured that could accent our conversation we're going to have today about crown chakra moments. I just got to say, I am having the most juicy, wonderful work from home morning today. My daughter has a half day, and it just so happened that it worked out that I could be home today, waiting for her to get off the bus before I head into work. And it has given me space to enjoy the beautiful snow outside, to take some time having some breakfast, to sit and really dive into a few messages. I did the Journey to Receive message this morning. That is that's a weekly message that I put out for us to be open to receiving some guidance and some divine inspiration and help us get out of our way of figuring out life and allow us to have some guidance on how to rise above that and be in the enjoyment of life. Originally, I started it because I wanted to get out of figuring out things and get into opening up to understanding. So if you would like access to that Journey to Receive weekly message, let me know. I can get you the information where you can sign up. But I got to do that this morning. I did that from home. And it just has been a nice casual morning, and I really appreciate that space. And I didn't know how much I needed it. And I think that those kind of things are important for us to have this time of year. It's December. We're moving into a space and a time that has a ton of to-dos, and our regular lifestyles are a little bit more crunched with other things to do. So taking moments like this are really important. I was on the fence as to what to do with the podcast today because I also have a visual, guided visualization that I'm going to share next week about the capacity, understanding our capacity, that I think is also important this time of year. It's actually a visualization of recognizing if our energy was a bucket. How full would our bucket be? We always talk about you can't give from an empty cup. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't, if your bucket's empty, you have to fill your bucket up. Well, that visualization is there to simply help us figure that out and to take a moment to check in with our capacity and where is our capacity at. Completely side thought. I am working on letting my hair dry naturally today, and I don't know if it's going well, but here we are. It is kind of driving me nuts at the moment, curling into my face. Anyway, so that is coming out next week. I'm excited to share that, but it felt important to talk about those crown chakra moments for two reasons today. First off, I had one pop into my life this morning, and that felt like validation that, nope, this is a topic that you need to talk about. And second off, in the beginning of December, it feels like a good activity for us a good intention, not activity. It's a good intention for us to be aware of these crown chakra moments as they pop up through our month. And it feels like it's a great conversation that comes up off the cusp of our conversations with Danielle Graham about all the chakras. We just finished that series. There's a series of 8 episodes on the podcast where I got to sit down with Danielle Graham from Divine Clarity. And we discussed all the chakras, and we discussed a little bit about them and how they show up in our life personally and professionally. And I learned a lot along the way about myself, both personally and professionally, about how created a great conversation about chakras in many different spaces. So if you have not checked those out, I encourage you to go back and listen to those. But coming off of the crown chakra conversation, it felt important because that I had not realized how much I had taken my crown chakra for granted. I open up within my work. I open up my crown chakra and my heart chakra to the Reiki or to that universal energy when I do what I do. So I'm aware of my crown chakra and my heart chakra often. However, I had set aside or taken for granted how much that crown chakra actually can play a part in our day-to-day lives. And since that conversation, I have found myself fully immersed in these, I'm going to call them like micro crown chakra moments that are showing up in my life. And I have found that I am in love with them and I'm ready to have them support me through the holiday season. Through the holiday season, often, yes, there are really great, wonderful moments where we can connect with family and tradition and warmth and all of that. And at the same time, there is more expectation, there's more stress. It's a time of year where there's not as much light, so there's a tendency to lean into more of a depressive energy. It can create more anxiety and more energetic overload. For a lot of people who are a little bit more empathically inclined, they can get triggered by being in more crowds more often, or they can be triggered by other people's emotions. So it can come with some weight. And moving into this time of year, it feels like people are like, oh, I got to prepare for it. Like I had a lot of people in October and what have you, they're like, oh, we're moving into the end of the year and I got to prepare for moving through the end of the year and what I usually experience. And admittedly, myself, I was there too. I'm like, I got to prepare for the executive function overload and I got to prepare for A, B, and C, and D. And something beautiful has happened along the way. After our conversation about crown chakras, I found myself witnessing these really juicy crown chakra nugget moments within my life. And to define the notion of the crown chakra moment, to me, it's those moments that feel almost like time stands still for like a microsecond or a moment in time where you're pulled out of the everyday to day process of life and you're immersed into this experience, and they carry some reverence to it, and they carry some positive, deep, heartfelt moment, and it feels like you're just kind of fully immersed in the theme of the moment. So it's hard for me to describe them, so I'm going to share a couple of them that have shown up in my life. Now, mine are involved with the holidays and family, but yours don't have to be. Your chakra moment, your crown chakra moments can be unique to you. Maybe your crown chakra moments happen in meditation or in prayer. Maybe they happen at work with a profound moment at your job. Maybe it's a conversation you have with a friend. Maybe you have a profound moment or end up hanging out in this deep reverence after listening to a book or a podcast. Maybe your crown chakra moment happens when you're laying in bed on a Saturday morning, cozy in your blanket. Like, they get to look like what they need to for you. So let me share a few of what mine have looked like, to maybe give you a bit of an idea. For me, one of my recent crown chakra moments was, again, during my journey to receive message, but that happened on Thanksgiving Day. So I sat down early in the morning and I brought my blanket and cozy cup of coffee, and this right here is kind of driving me nuts. Um, and I sat down ready to connect with the message for the journey to receive for Thanksgiving Day. And I found myself fully immersed in the energy of the message and feeling the influence of like maternal energy. I guess I would say more of like grandmother energy, and it wasn't just my maternal side, but my paternal, like all of the grandmother energy that was available in the message. And then towards the end, I felt a connection with what I would experience energetically from my grandfather. And it just was this cool, profound moment where it felt like there was a connection with the energy of the moment and a connection with what brought in and supported the energy of the moment. Another one that I had, we actually went over to my parents' house. My parents got a different tree this year. We took their artificial tree. So we went over there and we were getting our tree, and no, it wasn't traditional go into the woods and cut down your tree. It was going to my parents and getting their artificial tree. But we were over there getting a tree and grabbing some lights, and it started snowing, and it was that Christmas flake snow. And we were carrying our decorations out to the vehicle, and we were going to go home and decorate, and it was the four of us there, and my parents were there, and we were saying goodbye to them, and it just was so Christmassy. It was like this hallmark moment where the snow started coming down when we had our decorations, and it was just like I was fully immersed in the energy of that moment, and it felt like there was a connection to a bit of reverence or profound notions within that moment. And it fostered a gratitude within me. Both of those moments had fostered a deep gratitude within me. And it's funny because I feel like these crown chakra moments, we usually put gratitude energy in our heart. However, it feels like the crown chakra moments are those moments when we are fully in the experience of gratitude versus acknowledging what we're grateful for. So the difference in those, feeling like the energy of acknowledging what we're grateful for helps to open up our heart chakra. However, being in that full immersion of that gratitude, like feeling the gratitude as well as the connection, felt like a big crown chakra moment. And both of those moments really fostered that for me. And then admittedly, yesterday when I was looking at setting up the podcast, I was like, I'm not there. I'm not feeling it. I'm really not feeling the crown chakra moment. So I looked for different things that I have, some recordings that I have done previously, and I found the bucket visualization. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll share that and we'll talk about crown chakra moments another day. And then I got up this morning and there was another one. We got up this morning and it was a winter wonderland. And if you've seen my social media, then you see the picture. It was fluffy Christmas snow everywhere. And I walked outside and it was so peaceful. That snow where it just is a loud, peaceful sound. Do you know what I mean? And it was like there was white everywhere. And I remembered to start my car early and we got out the door okay, and we played the Christmas music, and then I got back from dropping Ava off to school, and I just walked around my yard, and there was this like beautiful coziness to this cold, crisp, wintry snow that had fallen over everything, and it just felt like a really cool nugget moment. I mean, I was really only outside for maybe 5 extra minutes, maybe 10 at most. So it wasn't very long. And if you were to drive by or if my neighbors were to come outside, they'd be like, oh, she's standing down by the creek. Like it didn't seem visually, it wouldn't have seemed like a big deal. But in that moment, it really was like a fully immersive, surrounded by the white of the snow, being outside in nature and appreciating it, that felt like I could let in this crown chakra moment. And it was one of those things that really stuck out to me, like these are there in our life on a regular basis. Sometimes we're too busy that we don't take time to see them or feel them, and that's okay. However, if we can get out of our own way and allow ourselves to witness these crown chakra moments a little bit more, they really help to bring in a sense of connection. They really help to get us out of our ruminations and out of our stress and anxiety just for a moment. And they help to create a beautiful balance of energy within our life. And I think that it's time that we get to start leaning into those. We get to start welcoming some of these crown chakra moments as we move through the season and as we move into this new year. And I truly believe that there is a higher awareness, there is a higher vibration quality to these moments, and there is like a blessing of energy that we can welcome into our life that will slowly influence us long term. So, as we've talked, have you thought about little crown chakra moments that have come up in your life? Can you pick a few out? And if you can't, maybe simply start by setting the intention, excuse me, to be aware of these crown chakra moments and where they're showing up in your life. Simply set the intention. Okay, universe, maybe you hold your hands over your heart, maybe even put your hands on your crown chakra, maybe you find them in a prayer, maybe you open them to receive, whatever feels comfortable to you. Close your eyes and be there and state your intention. I'm open to witnessing these crown chakra moments a little deeper. Show me these crown chakra moments, and then be open to them. Take a moment to check it out. Maybe you find yourself in a line at a store, and instead of being aggravated, you're patient and you appreciate watching the mother and the child in front of you and how they're joking around. Or maybe you end up having a greeting with somebody at the coffee shop and you say good morning and you say happy holidays, or you share an exchange and you're like, you know what, that really influenced my morning. And it creates this sense of connection to something beyond yourself. Maybe it's sitting in your house with candles going in the silence of the night and breathing and just witnessing those quiet moments at home. Maybe it's in a long hug that you have from a family member, or maybe it's in walking outside in nature in the winter and feeling the expansiveness and coziness of that moment. Yeah, but I think there are definitely opportunities. These crown chakra moments are there waiting for us. So I encourage you to be open to what they are, where they are, and how they show up in your life. And share them with me. Reach out. Maybe not just with me, but share them with your life and your world. If you're on Instagram or if you're on social media, take a picture of the moment. Don't get lost in taking pictures of the moment, because how many of us have done that? We totally get lost in recording the moment that we forget to be in the moment. Maybe just simply afterwards, if you don't grab a picture, that's fine. Share the moment on social media and tag me in it, or reach out and share it with me, or reach out and share it with a friend, because when we share these moments with others, maybe we give permission for them to experience their own. And if it's your own private, juicy crown chakra moment, you don't have to share it. It gets to be profound to you, and it's okay if it's not profound to others. It doesn't invalidate your profound moment and the higher vibrational energy that you welcomed in during that moment. So be open to them. They're there. They're ready to support us through the end of 2024 and help us usher in 2025. And yeah, let's finish off. I've been shuffling these cards the whole time now. Hopefully it hasn't been obnoxious on the audio. Power of Thought cards by Louise Hay. Let's pull a card and see what kind of information or inspiration these cards can offer us for our conversation today. We're going in over here. Oh, we're going into this one. I am at peace with my age. Each age has its own special joys and experiences. I am always the perfect age for where I am in life. So I love the fact that this card comes up within this crown chakra moment conversation, because the one thing that comes to mind first when this card comes up is the seasons of life, and that notion that there's different seasons of life within our year. There's different seasons, and yes, the seasons in nature, but more so that those different ages or seasons in life where we are different, and the experiences and the structure and the people in our life are different. And if your season of life has shifted and you're in a space where you're thinking, I don't have crown chakra moments anymore. I had them all at this age, or I had them all at this time of life, and I don't have them anymore. This is reminding you, no matter what season of life you're in, those crown chakra moments are there and ready to be received. You get to honor that no matter what season of life you're in, you get to have those. They're not just for another time of life that you're not in currently, or it's not just one of those, oh, I will have them when I get here. That's something we get in the process of too. I will have it when I get here. I will do it when I get here. I will experience it when I'm at that point. I will experience it when I have this, when I'm here, when I have that job, or I have that home. No. This honors those crown chakra experiences are available no matter our age and no matter our circumstances. Let's take a moment to celebrate them. There we go. That's my information and inspiration for today. What do you think? Does it resonate? Does it not resonate? I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to let you set the intention to celebrate the crown chakra moments in life. And I'm going to go blow dry my hair because it is driving me nuts. Okay. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you want to work one-on-one, or you want to connect deeper with some of these notions, don't be afraid to reach out. And as always, connect with me on social media, share this podcast with a friend, follow, subscribe. That really helps to create awareness around some of the information that we're talking about. And don't forget to continue to celebrate your uniquely beautiful self.